So when I finally became an actor, I started doing commercials and I started doing television. And then, of course, one day it popped into my head, Disney's a studio, just like every other studio. So maybe I'll get an audition there. And I did have my first audition when I was probably, I was 10 years old, and I was over the moon excited about it. I ended up meeting you and I know this, but Virginia Higgins, the children's casting director at Disney, went in and read for her. She was very complimentary, very happy to meet me, and I left, and I never heard another word. Then another audition came up, and another audition came up, and another one came up, and I kept going back, and I couldn't gain any traction there, and I had no idea what that was all about. And then one day there was one more audition, and I was just like, I was feeling like I was practically wasting my time. It was a door I wasn't going to ever get through. And I went in, and it turned out to be for Escape Witch Mountain. And I didn't know, because one of the things Disney did, and this is my recollection, so it may not be 100% true. Every time I read for something at Disney, I never knew what it was. There was no title on the sides, on the script pages that they gave me, just characters, which one I was supposed to read, a basic setup for the situation, and then we'd go in and read. So I didn't even know it was for Escape to Witch Mountain until after that audition. And quite literally, almost 3 days later, so within that week, I was called in to do a screen test. And I didn't realize these things were even done, but there was a day of screen tests at Disney, and it was, interestingly enough, done on a Saturday, so that we didn't have to go to school, or all that stuff didn't apply. Virginia was there. I saw the setup. Everyone was milling about, getting ready to shoot. I was on the list first, and all of a sudden Virginia turns around and says, this is Kim Richards. She's going to play your sister. And I got to tell you, you talk about freaky. I looked at her, and I immediately in my mind, I said, oh, this girl could totally be my sister. We look just alike. So then we did the screen test. Within a few more days, we were cast, and the rest is history.
So you're 11 years old. Witch Mountain comes out. What was it like for Ike Eisenmann at this age to go to Disneyland?
Oh, my God. It was awesome. I got to go for free. As many times as I wanted. I could get as many free tickets as I asked for. Once I'd done the movie, and then what happened, what was even more impactful and meaningful for me was that within a week of shooting, Disney signed me to a 3-year contract.
It's the Patrick Labyorteaux Show. Patrick Labyorteaux. He's the one you gotta know.